Hey guys, Mega Man NG here, and we are back with another Gen 6 Wi-Fi battle. It's good to have these battles back. We're now at battle number 50. Man, it's been so long since we've been doing this. But anyway, today's opponent is Eeeon. I really don't know who he is. If anyone does, please let me know in the comments who he is, and I'll make sure to update the description and everything. So let's get started. I start off with Ferrothorn. He, on the other hand, starts off with Ninetales. And I can tell right off the bat that Ninetales is trouble. Yep, the sunlight has turned harsh. This Ninetales is a drought, and I am not letting my Ferrothorn get in there any further. So I had to make a switch. So I send in my trusted Arcanine, who has never let me down, ever. Ninetales goes for a flamethrower, and Flash Fire kicks in, boosting its fire moves up by 1 level. He makes a switch, maybe because I'm predicting that I may do like a physical attack or something, and he sends in his shiny Azumarill, and I think it's kind of appropriate. I instead went for the Flare Blitz because thanks to the +1 fire boost, I hope it would be enough to do it, and it did. It did take out his Azumarill in 1 hit. I was pretty surprised that it did. However, sadly, he suffers a lot of recoil. In fact, the recoil was so big, he's now down to half health. So I'm going to have to be cautious. So he sends in Garchomp, and he pulls a Rock Slide, which takes down my Arcanine, but at least I'm happy he did its job. I got no regrets here, because this battle has just begun. Yeah, and he also has Life Orb, which is pretty surprising. I send in my Greninja, and Greninja is about to ready to go in for an Ice Beam. Unfortunately, Caldrogo makes a switch, and he goes into Ninetales. The drought is still in effect, which means Water-type attacks are not going to work. Though I wonder if using Ice Beam was a good idea. I think it wasn't. It wasn't more likely due to the fact that since Protean and everything changed its type, it would give him an advantage. So I'm making a switch, and I send in my Chansey. And yeah, Chansey is also another Pokemon that has helped me out a lot. Ninetales goes for the Will-O-Wisp, and it gets Chansey burned. However, that doesn't really matter by this point, because my Chansey has Natural Cure, and Natural Cure would just basically have it be all cleaned out once he switches. I only needed him so I can set up the Toxic, and the Toxic kicks in. Now all I can do is just stall it out and see what happens. I'm only hoping that we can do well in this battle. Yeah, it's been a while since I've been doing these Wi-Fi battles. I had to take a break due to a lot of other things, but now that I'm back, I'm at full swing. And he goes for a Flamethrower, which doesn't do that much. I go for a Seismic Toss that deals 50 damage. And the 50 damage well spent. Plus, Poison Hacks is kicking in, and it's only a matter of time before he goes down. Though if I don't get like a soft-boiled up, I'm pretty much done for, because my Chansey is my ultimate defense. He goes for another Flamethrower, and he's already down like 80. And I actually do go for a soft-boiled, which heals me up by more than half. Though if he's going to keep up at this rate, it's going to do some major pain. And the sunlight has faded. Yay! Thank goodness, now his fire attacks won't be as effective. And judging by how much damage he suffered now, he only has 1 turn left before Ninetales goes out. And he goes for a Rast! This was something I really didn't foresee. I didn't see this coming. A Rast Ninetales? Yeah, in battle, you never know what can happen. So I go for another Seismic Toss, and the Seismic Toss does justice, about 50 damage. It's not really much, but I'm running on a timetable here since the burn will have me staying alive for a couple of turns. He's fast asleep, meaning he can't do anything, but he does a Sleep Talk. Yeah, a Sleep Talk. I didn't see that coming. He goes for a Will-O-Wisp. Didn't work. That gives me the opportunity to go for a Soft Boil. So I'm fully healed up, and I'm ready to dish out more punishment. Yeah, I'm drinking water while I'm doing this recording because commentary is a lot of work. He switches out because he knows he's going to reset the sleep counter, and he sends in Caldrogo, the Garchomp. I instead decide to go for a Seismic Toss, which does about 50 damage. However, I'm trying to wonder if this thing's got... Yeah, it does have rough skin, meaning I'm going to suffer damage and burn damage. Though if it had a Rocky Helmet, it would have suffered even more damage. He goes for the Earthquake. Sorry, he goes for the Earthquake, and that does more than half. And I'm like, holy crap. I go for a Toxic off, and the Toxic kicks in, making it at a badly poisoned state. It's enough for me, but I know by this point my Chansey's done for. Yeah, I guess this is what happens when I let my Chansey stay off for too long. He actually survives with only 9 HP left, so I make a switch because I need to get the burn out of here. That, and I need it for something else. So I send in my Greninja, and he goes for a Rock Slide yet again. Rock Slide does damage and can cause a flinch, and surprisingly, he survives. He doesn't suffer that much, but that gives me the perfect opportunity to just dish out an Ice Beam and take it out. However, he predicted my Ice Beam and makes a switch, and he sends in Ninetales, kicking in the drought yet again. Pretty surprising, but also pretty smart. A good prediction on his part. However, I can't let my guard down, at least not yet. So I go for the Surf, knowing that I was going to go for the Ice Beam, but I decided instead to predict the Surf. The Surf doesn't do that much despite being super effective. It even had an Expert Belt, which does bonus damage, and it wasn't enough. Surf was basically a 2-hit KO. The second hit was a crit, and I think I kind of got lucky on that. And he now sends in Brute Root, the shiny Venusaur. Wait, that nickname. That reminds me of Pokemon the first movie. I had to make a switch because I think he might be going for an Energy Ball, and I send in my Ferrothorn, because now that Ninetales is out of the way, I'm all set to strike back. He actually instead goes for a Giga Drain, and the Giga Drain wasn't that effective. Now he makes a switch, and I have a pretty good guess he's about to send in... Oh no, he actually sends in a hydreigon. This is going to make the situation worse, because if it has Flamethrower, my Ferrothorn is screwed. So I had to make a switch, because I don't even want to know what he'll bring out. And I sent in my Electivire, mostly to die or something, or to like suffer some punishment, and he actually does have a Flamethrower. The Flamethrower does mad damage, but thankfully, I have a Focus Sash, and that gives me what I need to survive. That isn't enough because Hydreigon is faster than Electivire. It goes down, but hey, I needed something to die. Anyway, I decide to send in my secret weapon. I send in my Alakazam, and you know what that means, right? It's time for Mega Evolution. I wonder why he switched, though I have a pretty good guess. He actually sends in Mandibuzz, and thanks to the Stealth Rocks I unleashed last turn, it now will be able to do some damage. And I Mega Evolve into my Mega Alakazam. It's good to see my weapon from Gen 4 really kicking butt like before. And I trace it and it gets Overcoat, which is actually kind of useful. I go now for the Dazzling Gleam since it's a Fairy type move and it does super effective damage on Dark types. However, it suffers more than half, and I didn't think it was going to work. Yeah, he survives with leftovers, but I think Dazzling Gleam is more or less a 2-hit KO. I don't mind it per se, but hey, Alakazam is doing his job. And I do believe now the sunlight has faded, meaning I'm now able to fight back. And now he summons Brute Root, the shiny Venusaur. Yeah, like I said, not to Pokemon the first movie, pretty much. And the Stealth Rock damage is minimal, but he decides to Mega Evolve into Mega Venusaur, and he kind of looks cool as a shiny. Really does. However, I don't think he's going to last because I go for a Psychic, and due to Psychic being stabbed, it does a boatload of damage and takes out Mega Venusaur with ease. Tough breaks. And I believe he only has 2 Pokemon left. He has Caldrogo and his Hydreigon. Unfortunately, they're not going to last much longer. I instead go for a Signal Beam, and the Signal Beam does do some good damage, and it takes him out. Yeah, pretty much. So I believe his last Pokemon now is Hydreigon, and I'm wondering if Hydreigon is faster, then I'm pretty much done for. Though he does suffer from Stealth Rock damage, it doesn't matter. I should have went for the Dazzling Gleam, but I instead go for the Signal Beam. And the Signal Beam does do a lot of damage, but not enough to kill it. However, Alakazam suffers from a full-fledged Stab Dragon Pulse. Ugh, that sucks. Ah well, he at least did its job, and last but not least is Ferrothorn, and he goes for another Dog Pulse. I'm thinking this thing is choice specs, believe it or not. That can explain why he was able to dish out a lot of damage. So I go for the Gyro Ball, and that takes down Hydreigon. That was a pretty good battle, pretty fun. Thank you so much for the battle, Eeeon. If I only knew who you were, then I would be able to update you in the description and everything. This was truly a great battle. I loved it. I should have gotten all these videos sooner. And if you did, please hit that like button. It does mean a lot to me. If you enjoyed, I mean, sorry. It's just, I haven't been doing these battles in a while that I forgot what it, like, to commentate, I guess. Don't worry, I'm going to get better at this. I hope that you guys are enjoying. I hope especially you all are enjoying the template that I'm using for this battle. I really do hope that you are. So, that's about it. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Peace.